Last and definitely not the least is Lolo Granville. Lolo is a business consultant and private fund manager with over 7 years of professional experience in the tech and financial industry. Lolo runs a product development and business consultancy agency called Granville The Ideator, GTI, where they build tech products and offer businesses and investment consulting services. Please give them another round of applause. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be talking about pension management, real estate investments, and so on and so forth. So we'll move very quickly to Lolo to talk to us about entrepreneurship. So my first question is this. Considering the current economic climate that we're in, what are strategies that you would advise that we take as entrepreneurs to just remain sustainable?
Okay, thank you. First of all, if you're an entrepreneur and you're not very sure of what you're doing or what you're selling, in fact, before you become an entrepreneur, go and find a job. So that's the best advice I can give you before you start anything. You know why? As long as you can get rid of survival mode, you can get that out of the way, it helps you think to build anything. I've been there. I have a startup. It's dead. So I know. And it helps to start when you're young. You can always run back home. No, I'm serious about that, actually. It helps. When I left home, I was not leaving home to feed home. They were okay, right? I had this, and a lot of young people have this idea that they want to change the world. That's the second thing you need to stop. You're not going to, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry I'm brutal, but it's really not going to happen. You're not going to change the world how you think you're going to do it. You're going to change the world by your conduct, by your life. Most likely. You're not going to be Elon Musk. I'm sorry. So it's really important. I'm sorry. Listen, I'll explain why. You see, the climate we work in, a lot of us, a lot of our parents, especially Gen Z parents, have grown up with a mindset that Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of school, right? Bill Gates dropped out of school. I can drop out of school in Lagos. And so it hits you on another level when you see you've dropped out of school, but there are potholes. You've dropped out of school and your car shocks are dead, right? It drops out of school, you don't have any insurance policy, your parents cannot take care of you. So the first thing I tell every entrepreneur, okay, sure, you want to build the next fintech app. Okay, cool. Go and get a job that can give you 100K, 150K. Just get that, because the moment you have that, you already have peace of mind. But then the question now is this: when you then become the entrepreneur, when you've started building that product, every great entrepreneur needs to be able to sell. The end. The reason why you build your product is not the reason why they're going to buy your product. So just know how to sell. Sure, you have an MVP or you have a small product. By the way, not everything is about tech, right? So just put that aside. But you have something you want to sell. Just know how to sell it. And especially when you're starting off as an entrepreneur, it's mostly that I've built this great thing, or I have this spectacular thing that can do X, Y, Z. But I'm talking to somebody, or you work. Let's say you sell fruits in the market, whatever it is, or you sell food, and then you're talking to somebody who owns a restaurant, because that's why you're there. I can supply you maybe snacks or something. Always remember, first, especially to all of us here, first you're a Nigerian. So that means that if he says, can you supply us bed sheets? Yes, I can. You can do everything. Just figure the rest later, right? You can do it. And so be very versatile as an entrepreneur. That business you think you've started and you think that's what is going to sustain you, you're going to live on, be very ready to change when the opportunity arises, right? So in terms of sustaining your business, for your business itself, the core of whatever the business is, just learn how to sell. I think, personally, I've gotten to a point where I don't even build the products. I'm not trying to build a beautiful product anymore. I'm not trying to spend time building software products, right, for my clients. And I tell them my superpower is helping you use this product to make money. That's it. So I'm not here to build you fancy UI designs, all those things. It's not very unimportant to me. I'm not here to help you structure your business to everybody dress corporate, where they come by 9 a.m. It's not important. If I can reduce the amount of money you're spending in a month, get you to hold more money, and get your product to work for you, that's my mission right now. And this mindset came just a couple of years ago. You spend months ideating, talking about the product, planning, and you never actually do the thing you want to do. So just cut all of that out. Learn how to sell. If you don't know how to sell, go on YouTube. Just go on YouTube and just search how to sell anything. There are millions, thousands of resources online that can help you do that. That's the most important thing for any entrepreneur. That's the most important thing for any entrepreneur to be able to scale, to be sustainable, right? And then maybe in the mix of it, pay yourself. You sell anything, 5,000 naira, this speaker, 5,000 naira. It costs you 4,000 naira to buy. So 1,000 naira, maybe, I'm just saying. It costs you, I'm trying to do the barest minimum, right? Transportation, 300 naira, just roughly. See, give yourself 300 naira, give yourself 200 naira. You know why? If that business collapses, at least, right? At least you spend something on yourself. So don't, see, all these things that you keep hearing, as I made more money, I invested it back in the business. It's good. There's a balance to it. It's right. Just know that success is not linear. It's not how you think it's going to happen, but that's not how it is. See, I studied international relations. I have a master's in diplomacy. I'm working in tech. And then one day, I woke up and I saw a YouTube video, and a reel. And the person in the reel said, listen, if you're here and you want to make money, work in the space where there is money. Listen, that day, I shifted my mindset and I just told myself, listen, I'm working in tech because I want to make money. Originally, I wanted to be a diplomat, God knows, right? But listen, I want to make money and that's why I'm here. So work in the industry where there's money. And lucky for me, I had worked in an investment firm when I left university. And my uncle is an investment bank, long story. Anyway, just focus on solving problems as they arise. Make your business sustainable by being able to sell anything. That's it.
Thank you very much, Lolo. So can you quickly tell us, what are the available funding options for new entrepreneurs in Nigeria? Where can we source funds from? How can we make that possible?
Yeah. First rule, now, if you're in tech space, just remind me, I'll come to that later, but regular business, listen, there's bank of industry. Depending on the sector that you're in, there are so many opportunities, but first things first, they always ask for turnover. Start selling. So the most important thing is you need to apply yourself. You need to get working. If you're in a business that is capital intensive, just go the route of the bank of industry, apply to these companies. Like she said, get a lawyer, get an accountant. Just so you know I'm serious, I married a lawyer for this exact purpose. So listen, before now, I was paying the lawyers I was talking to, and it was expensive because so I'm just, listen, and I paid one price called bride price and settled it. But so listen. So there are a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of grants you can apply to. There are a lot of the grants team. They demoralize a lot of people. 1 million people applied. They're only selecting 10. You know. But keep applying to grants. Keep applying to finance companies. Don't be scared to take loans. Believe it or not, especially if you have a backup. Listen, some of us are holding phones. What? Thousands of naira. If you have like an iPhone 13, 14, listen, go and get an iPhone 11. You have like 300, 400K capital to start something. Don't be scared. Listen, nobody cares. It's an iPhone. It's just a phone. Nobody really cares. Listen, it's about you. It's about your future. That's it. It's about you. It's about you. So go to that. Now, if you're working in tech, listen, that thing, there's funding here and there. It's a lie. It's a lie. Your best chances are your friends, your family. Outside of that, the next best thing you can do to secure funding is yourself, your ability to sell that product. That's why I said go and get a job. Number 4 or 3, if you're working in tech, please don't build a fintech app. There are already too many, it's not worth it, and you need like $1 billion today to get started, right? So just leave that aside. work in critical sectors, agriculture, work in real estate, work in clothing, work in education, right? They're very critical, and then find solutions that help other people make money. You're seeing a lot of people tapping their phones today, man. Listen, that's all. So just listen. Now, this is not to say that there are no funding opportunities, especially if your product is great, especially if you're solving an actual problem. There's funding. Go online. There are incubator programs for tech people. If you have a very fantastic physical product that can sell, there's Tony Lumilo's fund, right? There is the Lion's Den that the founder just entered the den with Tinubu. But listen, there are those things, right? Just be proactive, right? But your best chances for funding for any business are your friends and family. If you cannot sell to your friends and family, believe me, those are the hardest people to sell to. But if you cannot sell to them, you have a problem. Just know that that business, there's a problem there. So if you can sell to them, you can raise funding from friends and family. And just be realistic with yourself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lolo, for that. So we'll move to, finally, Lolo, can you please recommend resources? So books, podcasts, videos, anything at all that, we can start using to learn on our journey of financial stewardship.
Yeah, like he said, YouTube is the closest thing you have. I would not recommend anything in terms of a podcast. Yeah, because there are already a lot. So find the one that suits you. Literally just search for what you're looking for out of life, right? But in terms of books, I'm not somebody who learns a lot through books because I don't have the attention span to sit through a book. But one of the few books my dad gave me growing up was Think Like a Billionaire, Become a Billionaire by Scott Anderson. And so far, I test every other book I've read by that measure. And if it's an American person writing it, they all heard it from the same circle. Because it all revolves around, number one, your mindset, creating actionable plans and executing, and then selling, right? So Think Like a Billionaire made a huge impression on me as a young child. And so that's the number one book I would give you. And at the back of it, there are empty spaces for you to write your goals, create targets, and things like that. Within the Nigerian context, right? You may want to listen to, first of all, whatever industry you want to work in, put yourself in the middle of the industry in terms of learning, in terms of resources, in terms of people, no matter what you're doing. I notice that nowadays it's very hard to even find mentors because some of your Forbes under 30 are like criminals too. So it's just take the good stuff. Take the good stuff and run with it. Let me just close by saying this. We all saw that girl, Saida Bodge, right? The girl said, in the morning she's talking to a man, by evening she's billing the man. You will not believe. I thought to myself, why am I not doing the same thing? Yeah, and this is it. I run a consulting firm. And I'm telling myself, why am I doing 3 free consultations? Why is it that when I talk to them in the morning, I don't just put a contract and a fee by evening? Yeah, and believe it or not, my wife is here. I applied that, and now, remember, that video is like 3 or 2 weeks old. And I did it. Even when the client sent me the money, I did not believe. Oh, I was like, okay, I don't have to create the full product for them. So my point is this. Wherever you can learn from, and in whatever form it suits you, I don't know why that girl is laughing, but in whatever form it suits you, learn from it. Learn from people. Don't worship the person. Take the message and go your way. Do you understand? So that's it. And by the way, since we're in church, and Pastor Mike is here, please read your Bible, for God's sake.
Thank you very much, Lolo. Thank you, Lolo, for all that advice. Finally, thank you very much. Please let's give them a round of applause as they go back to their seats. Thank you very much, Moat. Thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you very much, Lolo.